Hello, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, it's a pleasure to meet you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your continued support. In this video, I'll be presenting a soft-spoken, wonderfully boring scientific lecture entitled Quantum Synchrotronic Alphanumerics. Well, it's not exactly a real lecture. This one's a bit different. The entire presentation you're about to hear is, in fact, complete and utter nonsense. Every sentence has been carefully designed to have absolutely no meaning. It's all gibberish, and that's entirely intentional. Why, you ask? The purpose of this lecture is simple: to help you relax, unwind, and drift off into a peaceful sleep. There's no need to focus, analyze, or understand anything. In fact, I encourage you not to. Let the meaningless words fill the background of your mind, gently guiding you into rest. For this video, I utilized ChatGPT to help craft the content. While the AI assisted with the script, the voice you're hearing is completely my own. Every word is spoken by me to bring you a personal, soothing, and human experience. Additionally, I've included AI-generated art throughout the video, created with the help of Microsoft Copilot. Much like the lecture itself, the visuals are entirely nonsensical, abstract interpretations with no deeper meaning. They're designed to complement the randomness and help transport you into a calming, surreal atmosphere. Since this lecture is entirely nonsensical, there's technically no risk of errors or omissions because none of it is real to begin with. That said, I might mispronounce a word or two here and there. If I do, just let it add to the charm and randomness of this relaxing experience. Before you close your eyes and let go of the day, if you are enjoying the content on this channel, I'd be so grateful if you'd give this video a like. And if you haven't already subscribed, I hope you will do so. It really helps me create more relaxing videos for you. Now, find a comfortable spot, lay back, relax, and close your eyes. Together, let's embark on this delightful journey into a lecture that makes no sense whatsoever. And remember, don't try to make sense of it. Just let it flow and guide you gently into dreamland. Good evening, and welcome. Tonight, we embark on a journey of discovery. Not into what we know, but into the boundless expanse of what we do not and may never understand. Our subject: Quantum Synchrotronic Alphanumerics, a field of study so profoundly intricate that it eludes even the most speculative of scientific disciplines. Now, to fully appreciate the essence of quantum synchrotronic alphanumerics, we must first consider hyperelasticity. Hyperelasticity, of course, refers to the intrinsic pliability of multidimensional interfaces. These interfaces, though imperceptible to the untrained eye, form the connective tissue of the quantum cosmos. Imagine, if you will, a sphere of infinite radius composed entirely of shimmering, translucent threads. Each thread vibrates softly, almost imperceptibly, with the energy of 1,000 forgotten possibilities. This sphere, though theoretical in nature, serves as the foundation for hyperelastic variance fields. Within these fields, osmotic ripples cascade outward, creating harmonic flux patterns that resonate with the paratemporal coefficients of interstitial manifolds. Now you may be wondering, what does this mean? And the answer lies not in the understanding, but in the asking. For in asking, we engage with the infinite. These flux patterns, which some researchers refer to as quantum whispers, are neither fixed nor fleeting. They exist in a perpetual state of becoming, folding and unfolding like the petals of a fractal bloom. To visualize this, let us consider an analogy. Imagine a spinning top, crafted not from wood or metal, but from liquid moonlight. As the top spins, its edges blur, blending into the space around it. This is the essence of hyperelasticity. It's beautiful, is it not? Let us now turn our attention to the enigmatic phenomenon of protoplasmic eigenvectors. These eigenvectors, though largely theoretical, hold the key to understanding oscillatory dynamics within the quantum state. Picture, if you will, a lattice of interlocking spirals. Each spiral rotates independently, yet together they form a cohesive whole. This lattice, known as the eigenmatrix serves as a conduit for subquantum vibrations. When these vibrations align, they produce what is known as the harmonic nexus. This nexus, though fleeting, generates a cascade of tachyonic pulses, rippling outward in concentric waves of hypothetical energy. To better understand this, we must consider the principle of chronosynaptic decoherence. This principle states, quite eloquently, that if the omega flux equals the delta manifold over the hyperbolic radius, then the resulting waveform achieves a state of quasi-kinetic equilibrium. Fascinating, isn't it? And yet, we find ourselves asking, what does it all mean? The answer, as always, is both everything and nothing. Now, as we delve deeper into this topic, allow your mind to wander. Picture the spirals of the eigenmatrix, spinning softly, endlessly, in perfect harmony. Let their rhythm guide you into a state of perpetual calm. Next, we must explore the fascinating dynamics of tachyonic percolation. This process, though elusive, is said to govern the flow of temporal energy through quantum lattices. Imagine an endless series of crystalline notes, each one glowing faintly with the light of a distant star. These notes, connected by invisible threads of tachyonic energy, form a vast and intricate web. The percolation of energy through this web creates ripples in the fabric of time itself. These ripples, which some have poetically described as the size of the cosmos, flow outward in infinite directions, carrying with them the secrets of the universe. To better understand this phenomenon, let us consider the concept of temporal elasticity. Temporal elasticity refers to the ability of time to stretch and compress like a cosmic accordion. When tachyonic waves pass through a temporal lattice, They create patterns of expansion and contraction, which can be observed as subtle shifts in the fabric of reality. As we reflect on these shifts, let us take a moment to simply breathe, to feel the rhythm of the universe, and allow it to guide us into stillness. And now, we turn our attention to chromodynamic oscillators. These oscillators, governed by the laws of decoherent symmetry, are the beating heart of the quantum cosmos. Picture, if you will, a field of iridescent orbs, each one pulsating softly with a light that shifts through every imaginable color. These orbs, though seemingly chaotic, are perfectly synchronized. Together, they create a symphony of light and motion, a dance of infinite complexity. This dance, which some have described as the fractal waltz, is a manifestation of morphogenic paradigms. These paradigms, though incomprehensible in their entirety, offer us a glimpse into the infinite potential of the universe. As we observe this dance, let us take a moment to reflect on the beauty of the unknown, to embrace the mystery, and to find peace in the knowledge that we will never fully understand. Now, let us explore the phenomenon of recursive bifurcation. This process, though complex, is the foundation of holomorphic tensor clusters. Imagine a series of nested spirals, each one infinitely smaller than the last. These spirals, though separate, are interconnected, forming a fractal pattern that stretches into infinity. As we reflect on this pattern, let us take a moment to simply breathe, to feel the rhythm of the universe, and to allow it to guide us into peace. Now, let us consider the concept of quantum resonance. Quantum resonance is not a sound, but a feeling, a vibration that exists in the space between perception and imagination. It is not something that we can touch, nor something that can be grasped by the mind. Instead, it flows through us like a river that has no beginning and no end. Picture, if you will, an endless canyon. Its vastness is unimaginable, stretching far beyond the limits of sight. The walls of this canyon shimmer with hues of gold and sapphire, ever changing, constantly shifting like liquid light. Within the depths of this canyon rises the faintest echo. But this echo is not from a sound that was made. It is the resonance of an absence, a whisper from the void, a vibration that does not belong, yet somehow permeates everything. This phenomenon, known to some as the hum of eternity, speaks not of what is, but of what could be. And as it reverberates through the quantum substrate, it gently reminds us of the beauty of possibility. The hum of eternity is not linear, not bound by the ticking of a clock or the passing of seconds. It exists outside of time, yet moves with it. It's a pulse that echoes across infinite dimensions, stretching into every direction at once. As you allow these thoughts to permeate your awareness, think of the silence between two breaths. It is not empty. It's filled with all the things that have not yet happened, all the things that will never be, and all the things that could be but are not. As we linger in this thought, let us breathe deeply and let the echo guide us into the stillness. In this stillness, we are both everything and nothing. The echo continues to hum, and we simply listen. And now, we must confront the paradox of entropic infinities. A paradox so profound, it exists in a state of perpetual contradiction. Imagine a line that stretches endlessly in both directions, yet curves back upon itself, forming a perfect loop. This line, though infinite, is not bound by the limitations of space. It is free to move, and yet it cannot escape its own form. It bends, but never breaks. It twists, but never untangles. Within this line, we see both the beginning and the end. We see both the start of everything and the inevitable decay of all that was. Within this paradox, we find a strange kind of harmony, for it is in the tension between entropy and infinity that we discover the true nature of the cosmos. Some might say this paradox cannot be resolved, but perhaps resolution was never the goal. Perhaps the paradox itself is the answer. For in its unending complexity, we find the simplicity of just being. In the paradox of entropic infinities, we are invited to let go, to release the need to understand, and simply exist within the paradox itself. For when we cease searching for answers, we begin to experience the question. And so, as we reflect on this, let us not seek to solve the paradox, but simply rest in it. Let us feel the tension between entropy and infinity, and allow it to guide us into the quiet of acceptance. For in the quiet, we find peace. Now, let us delve into the subtle brilliance of luminous quarks. These quarks, though infinitely small, radiate a light so faint it exists beyond the visible spectrum. They are not bound by the limits of sight, for they reside in the spaces between spaces, in the gaps between moments. Picture a vast ocean, its surface calm, but beneath, ripples of subphotonic energy weave intricate patterns. These ripples, though unseen, carry the essence of the quark's luminosity. They travel through the fabric of space and time, moving not in straight lines, but in intricate curves, spiraling and coiling like the dance of light itself. Some describe this as the shimmer of silence, a phenomenon that defies explanation, yet invites reflection. For these ripples of light are not merely energy, they are a language spoken only in the quietest of whispers. As we reflect on this shimmer, we are reminded of the beauty of the unseen. For we are often drawn to what we can see, but it is in the unseen that we find the most profound truths. The shimmer of silence teaches us that there is more to the universe than what we can grasp with our senses. It is the unspoken, the unobserved, that carries the greatest meaning. So let us, for a moment, embrace the shimmer. Let it fill us, not with knowledge, but with a sense of wonder. Let us feel its quiet energy and allow it to guide us into the stillness. We turn now to the enigma of antisymmetric flux capacitors. These devices, though theoretical in nature, serve as gateways to temporal discontinuities. They are not mere objects, but conduits to realms where time is not linear, but fractured, fragmented into infinite possibilities. Picture a doorway, not made of wood or stone, but of shifting light and shadow. Step through this doorway, and you enter a realm where time flows in fractal spirals, converging, diverging endlessly. These spirals are not bound by the ticking of a clock, but by the bending of the fabric of time itself. Each turn, each twist leads to new paths, new choices, new realities. It is said that within these spirals lies the secret to the eternal now. But the secret is not to be understood, only to be felt. For in this eternal now, there is no past, no future, only the infinite present, stretching outward in every direction. As you allow yourself to step into this eternal now, feel the absence of time. Feel the paradox of timelessness and rest within it. There is no need to rush, no need to chase after moments, for in the realm of temporal discontinuities, time will find you when it is ready. So let us, for a moment, feel the pull of the eternal now, and let it guide us into the stillness. In this stillness, we are both before and after. Let us now explore the poetry of perpetual inertia. This concept, though paradoxical, reveals the hidden lyricism of gravitational forces. Imagine a single feather suspended in a beam of golden light. It neither rises nor falls, but hovers in perfect equilibrium. This balance, this quiet song of forces, is the essence of gravitational lyricism. It is not a sound, but a sensation, a vibration that flows through us in harmony with the universe. In this perfect stillness, there is movement, but it is not the movement of physical objects. It is the movement of energy, the flow of gravity itself. The feather does not fall because gravity holds it in place, but rather because gravity and inertia are in perfect harmony. This is the poetry of the cosmos. It is not a story that can be told in words. It is a song that can only be felt. It is the gentle pull of the universe, drawing us into its infinite embrace. As we contemplate this image, let us allow ourselves to float, weightless, in the infinite stillness. There is no need to move, no need to rush, for in this moment, we are perfectly aligned with the forces of the cosmos. In this stillness, we find the rhythm of the universe. Now, let us contemplate the concept of dimensional convergence. This is a phenomenon so elusive, it resides in the space where multiple realities overlap. Imagine a Mobius strip, twisted in such a way that its single surface wraps around the entire cosmos, connecting all points at once. This loop, though infinite, is paradoxically finite, and through it, we glimpse the convergence of countless dimensions, all bound together in one singular form. Visualize, if you will, the Mobius strip spinning through an ocean of stars. Its twists and turns are not random, but the result of an invisible symmetry that governs the flow of reality itself. As the loop twists, it brings with it the potential for infinite worlds, infinite experiences, all contained within the boundaries of its single surface. This is not just a geometrical construct. It is a key to understanding the interwoven nature of reality. For within the Mobius loop, time is not linear, but cyclical. The past, present, and future all coexist, existing simultaneously within a single unified flow. Each turn of the loop reveals new paths, new possibilities, each one distinct, yet fundamentally connected to the others. In contemplating this convergence, we are reminded of the delicate balance that exists between all things. For within the Mobius strip, there is no separation between the dimensions. They are all part of one continuous whole. And as we drift through this vast ocean of possibilities, we are both at the center and at the edge, forever intertwined with the infinite. Let us take a moment to allow the sensation of this convergence to fill us. Feel the connection between all dimensions and rest in the knowledge that the loop, though infinite, is not beyond our reach. Let us now delve into the nature of tesseracts. These four-dimensional cubes, though unfathomable to the three-dimensional mind, serve as a profound metaphor for the complexity of existence. Imagine a thread, delicate and shimmering, woven through the fabric of space and time. This thread is not straight, but forms an intricate looping pattern. A pattern that transcends the confines of our reality. It spirals through dimensions, crossing planes of existence, and interweaving the many layers of the cosmos into a single unified whole. A tesseract, in this context, is not just a geometric shape, but a representation of the multidimensional nature of reality. Each face of the tesseract represents a different facet of existence. Each angle, a different point of view. Together, these facets form the whole of reality, each piece inseparable from the others. But what happens when we attempt to look at the tesseract in its entirety? We are faced with an impossible task. For in our three-dimensional world, we can only perceive the shadow of the tesseract. We can only glimpse its essence, but we cannot fully experience it. And yet, this is the nature of existence. We are bound by our perception, limited by the dimensions in which we reside. But even within these limitations, we are connected to the infinite. For the tesseract is not confined by our perception. It is the very fabric that holds all of reality together. Let us take a moment to reflect on this interwoven existence. Feel the threads of reality passing through us, connecting us to all that is and all that is yet to come. Let us now explore the concept of causal loops, a phenomenon that defies the typical understanding of time. A causal loop occurs when an event causes itself, creating a cycle that cannot be broken. Imagine, if you will, a grandfather paradox. A man travels back in time and prevents his own grandfather from meeting his grandmother, thus preventing his own birth. But in doing so, he creates the very circumstances that lead to his existence, forming a perfect loop, a cycle that repeats endlessly. In the realm of quantum synchrotronic alphanumerics, causal loops are not anomalies, but inherent properties of time itself. Time, as we experience it, is not a straight line, but a looping wave, oscillating between the past, present, and future. in perfect harmony. Within the loop, there is symmetry. The actions that occur within the cycle, though seemingly independent, are all part of a greater whole. Each event, each decision, each movement is not just a product of time, but a contributor to its eternal rhythm. Imagine, if you will, a pendulum swinging back and forth. Each swing is both the cause and effect of the other. The pendulum moves not in a linear fashion, but in a loop, each motion pushing the next into existence. The symmetry of time is much like this pendulum, a perfect balance between cause and effect, between past and future. As we reflect on the nature of causal loops, let us allow ourselves to surrender to the flow. For in this eternal cycle, there is no beginning and no end. There is only the rhythm of existence unfolding in perfect symmetry. Let us breathe deeply and feel the symmetry of time moving through us. In this moment, we are both the cause and the effect. Let us consider the fractal nature of consciousness. Consciousness, though often thought of as a singular experience, is, in fact, a fractal. It is not a linear process, but a vast network of interconnections. Each thought, each feeling, reverberating through the structure of the mind, endlessly branching out into infinite directions. Imagine, if you will, a tree. Its roots stretch deep into the earth, while its branches reach towards the sky. Each branch is a thought, each leaf a fleeting moment of awareness. But the tree is not separate from the earth or the sky. It's part of a larger ecosystem. It is connected to all that is and all that could be. Consciousness, in this way, is a fractal. Each thought, each sensation, each memory is both a part of the whole and a reflection of the infinite. The mind is not confined to a single linear path. It is a complex web of experiences stretching out into the universe, forming connections, constantly expanding. But as we observe this fractal nature of consciousness, we come to understand that it is not about control. It is about surrender. It is about allowing the flow of thoughts to move through us without resistance. It is about recognizing that each thought is both a reflection of the infinite and a part of the present moment. So, let us take a moment to simply breathe and allow our consciousness to expand. Let us surrender to the flow of thoughts and let them guide us into the infinite. Finally, let us now turn our attention to the intriguing concept of interdimensional resonance. This phenomenon, though elusive and difficult to comprehend, is the key to unlocking the relationship between perception and the multi-layered reality we inhabit. Imagine, if you will, a vast, invisible symphony. Each note resonates not only in the space around you, but within you, reverberating through the very fabric of your being. These notes are not sounds, but waves of potential. Waves that carry the essence of alternate realities, of dimensions beyond our own, all vibrating in harmony, creating a resonance that ties everything together. Interdimensional resonance occurs when the frequencies of one reality align with the frequencies of another. This alignment, though momentary, is powerful. It creates a ripple in the fabric of space-time, a subtle yet profound shift in perception. When this resonance occurs, it can momentarily blur the lines between what is real and what is imagined. The boundaries of perception stretch and warp, revealing glimpses of possibilities that exists beyond the veil. Consider, for example, the sensation of déjà vu. It is a fleeting moment where the familiar and unfamiliar converge. A glimpse of another reality bleeding through. In that moment, you may feel as though time itself has folded upon itself, allowing you to experience a moment that exists in multiple realities at once. This is the effect of interdimensional resonance. This resonance, much like the oscillation of a tuning fork, can be felt in the very core of your being. When you align with the frequency of another dimension, you experience its echo within your own consciousness. The experience is ineffable, a sensation of simultaneous presence and absence, of being both here and elsewhere. In the grand scheme of things, this interdimensional resonance is a reminder that our perception of reality is not fixed. It is fluid, malleable, subject to the ebb and flow of the frequencies that shape the universe. And as we move through these layers of existence, we may occasionally catch a glimpse of the interconnected web that binds all dimensions together. Let us take a moment to breathe and to feel the resonance of the infinite. As you do, allow yourself to sense the subtle harmonics that surround you. Feel the vibrations of other dimensions. And in doing so, know that you are part of a much larger symphony, one that stretches beyond time and space into the heart of all that is. And so, as our journey through this nonsensical realm of quantum whispers and harmonic flux patterns comes to an end, I hope you found yourself drifting, gently carried away on the tide of meaningless words. There is no need to remember any of it, for nothing here was meant to be remembered. As you prepare to slip further into a state of calm, let the quiet murmur of my voice guide you. Feel the weight of the day lift as each word fades into the next, like a distant echo in the vastness of a dream. Remember, there is no need to understand. There is no need to analyze. In this space, only relaxation exists. If you've enjoyed this utterly pointless lecture, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a like on this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will. Rest assured More gentle journeys like this await you. For now, though, it's time to let go. Let go of everything. Breathe deeply and drift into sleep. Good night, and thank you for joining me. Until next time.